Hello, everybody. We are here with Kennedy. So,
Hi.
Kennedy, what is going on round one?
Oh my God. So we were up on this fucking call for like way too long. The game started at, I want to say 8. Did the game start at 8 Eastern? We're gonna go with 8.
I
Um,
think so. Yeah.
yeah. And we were on call. I think I was on call till like 2 a.m. Gross. This cast though, iconic. I did what I always do. You gotta make yourself look stupid. You gotta make yourself look ditzy. You gotta kind of play up. Um, I mean, you gotta play up yourself, you gotta play up, act like you know nothing, when actually you know more than people fucking think. Hang on. Sprints to the I1 page to make sure I'm not live. Okay, I'm not live. But yeah, no, so I kind of played it up a little bit. And I was like, haha, like I'm so ditzy and I'm so stupid. With the end goal of making people want to work with me because they think that I don't know any better, or making people want to work with me because I'm funny and I like your vibe. And I think it went well. I have to be careful early on to not smother a conversation, but carry it, I guess is how I will like describe that. You want to be able to carry a conversation, you want to be able to guide a conversation, you want to be able to not necessarily control a conversation, but you don't want to smother a conversation, because if you smother a conversation, people just get bad vibes from you. People get uncomfortable. I definitely think there are players who were smothering the conversation, versus not controlling, but carrying the conversation, kind of guiding the conversation. And I think that's not a great thing. I think right now the goal is make friends, make allies, especially with a retro round. I had to kick my social game up a little bit more than I wanted to initially because of the format of the round. Um, and it's important. I mean, you don't know what's going to be thrown at you with this typing thing. I know my type. I know one other person's type, and some, maybe some other, like, this typing thing is going to be huge, plus the different rounds changing, plus people have powers. I don't have a power. Um, like just everything kind of being thrown at you all at once is crazy. Um, I don't know. Like I don't really know what's to come. I'm excited. This cast seems pretty good for me. I know 4 people other than myself, um which is good. There are one, two, 3 people I have mutual connections with, and then probably 2 people that I'm really interested in getting to know more that I don't really know. Um, so really this game, this cast is set up pretty well for me. It's a format that you can win comps. You can win out if you need to. And comps is something that I definitely, like, I know I can do. Um, so I really think that this game is pretty promising for me. I just have to pull through. And if I can pull through, then I should be good. So, do you have questions or anything?
Well, you know that I can't help but ask about Brandon since, duplicity is
Oh,
my baby.
Katie.
Um, so, seeing him in this game, how did you feel? What do you see your relationship looking like in this game?
I actually knew Brandon was playing, well, not new, but I had a pretty good idea Brandon was playing from the gamer tags. Seeing cats, wine, and magic, I assumed people would think like magic tricks. But I know Brandon loves his cat. I know he loves wine, and I know he loves Magic the Gathering. And so seeing that, I was like, okay, Gwen's on prod. Like Brandon just put like iconic. And so I was like, okay, like I can work with Brandon. This is good. Um, so I'm super here for Brandon. I actually talked to Brandon. I woke up this morning to an alliance that I didn't want, didn't ask for, didn't anything. Conveniently, Brandon woke up to the same thing made by the same person, but with different people in it. And so Brandon and I already have some conversation kind of flowing, kind of going, which is great because I know Brandon and I get along personally. But I didn't know like game wise how we would mesh just because we didn't really get a chance in duplicity. I was not in a good space and now I'm across the country and like life's completely different than it was when I played. And so it's good that we get the chance to vibe and play, especially because of the situation that we were put in duplicity. I was at a spot where I had to vote him out if I did stay. Um and I just couldn't do that. And so I think with this format I'm going to have way more opportunities um to get to talk to him and get to play with him and get to know him and I'm really excited for that.
So from the other people that were on the house one call, or house one call, night one call, um, give just a little, I mean, it doesn't have to be too long, just a little bit of your perspective on them, your perception of them
Yeah.
from the night one call.
So, let me see. I can kind of go by who stood out. Obviously, I think someone in the cast is very attractive, but we won't be addressing that. Gwen, you know all the tea. The VL does not need to know all the tea. Even though me saying that, come on, y'all,
Is it me?
It's you.
Oh my
You caught
gosh.
me. You caught me.
I'm so flattered.
Um, but no, I really enjoyed Romeo, so I am very familiar with Mayhem. I kind of name dropped Nick Benner a little bit, just I always drop Benner. Come on, let's be real. But just so Romeo, it was kind of like a subtle. I paid attention to Mayhem, and I know that you've played, kind of an icebreaker, um, like, hey, I'm someone you can talk to. Brandon, obviously love Brandon. Sharonica, I was warned about. She seems fine, but I was warned about. Um, and one thing I didn't love is that I was like, okay, well, like I was warned about her. Let's focus on her. And I'm realizing that that's really um contradictory to like me. So I'm not loved in the community. Heads up, VL. I'm not loved. I don't know if y'all are going to see this, but I'm not loved in the community by a good chunk of people who don't know how to separate life from game. Some people like to treat life like it's a game and don't think about what they say to people and how they treat people and sit on their little pedestals and expect life to happen the way that they want it. And when something goes wrong, they throw a little bitch fit and cry their way out of a situation. Um, I don't stand for that and I'll call bitches out because they're being stupid. Um, not stupid from my opinion, but stupid overall. And I think that that is kind of similar to maybe what Sharonica, like if Sharonica speaks her mind and calls people out, me targeting her for being warned about her is super contradictory because I speak my mind and I call people out. And I wouldn't want because I'm sure someone in this game has been warned about me because I can no longer play games in the OR community without someone being warned about me. And like I would want them to give me a chance. So I feel like I should give her a chance. And I feel like it was unfortunate that I came in with that mindset, but I don't think I think I told maybe two people and I think I told like Papa and Tyler that I had heard something about her. Um but nothing of substance. I was just told like she used to be or is somewhat controversial. Like that's really all I've heard. So that's Sharonica. Billy, we don't have to talk about Papa. We don't have to talk about Tyler. We don't have to talk about Brandon. We already talked about. Haley seems young. Haley is young. I was told that someone kind of noticed that Haley and I bonded, and I kind of helped them come out of their shell a little bit. That's something that I'd like to believe I do with a lot of people. I have no issue making myself look like a fool so that other people are comfortable sharing. Like, if I can joke about like pegging someone with hemorrhoids, like then maybe someone else can joke about oh my God, one time I threw up in the middle of middle school. Like, not, I have no idea. That's a random thing. But like, if I can make myself look embarrassing, maybe people are more comfortable sharing something about them. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I have no issue if people laugh at me. I have no issue if people, like, I don't mind sharing embarrassing things because, like, I did them. Like, it's me. Oh, well. If you take the time to get to know me, then you know me. And if you don't, then I don't need you to. And so I think it was nice that Haley came out of their shell a little bit. I didn't love the idea that someone thinks that we know each other because I have no idea who Haley is, but that's okay. Jackie Queen, icon mom. Um, Absolutely love her vibe. Um, she's pregnant, so I loved the little ginger ale shots. It was super cute. And we talk a little bit. So she's definitely someone I want to get to know. Sorry, I'm gonna go through the whole cast. Benny I didn't love on the call. Benny was the one that I was referring to earlier that kind of smothered the conversation. But that's okay. Tasha, I don't know anything about. Autumn had a child sleeping, and I felt really rude that I was like one being loud and two talking about what I was talking about, but that's okay. I think the child is too small to understand. Um, Autumn is someone I definitely want to know. Autumn gives me kind of timid, kind of quiet, kind of very similar to like Lauren, I think in my season of I Survivor is kind of where Autumn is in my brain. Who are you? Sean. So Sean and Jackie are married. I found this out. Or I was told about this. I didn't figure this out myself. Sean and Jackie are married, so I think if I can be good with Jackie and talk to Sean a little bit, I should be fine. I don't want Jackie to know that I know. Um, because I don't want Jackie to be like, "Hey, you're someone that I need to target." Um, I want to make Jackie comfortable and show Jackie that I have no interest in blowing up her or Sean's game. Um, I don't know if Sean's played games before. I know Jackie is on Perception Prod. Um, and so if this is their first like chance to get to play together, like I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to fuck that up, but I want them to know that I'm someone that they can work with and align with, even though I know that I'm going to be their third. I mean, obviously I'm not going to take them to the end, but like if I can get to final 8 with a married couple who are going to protect me, like I'll be your kid. Just protect me, and we can go from there. Skipping over Garrett, already talked about Romeo, already talked about Brandon, Hannah. So Hannah, I have like a weird connection with. Like we have like a roundabout thing. But no, I adore Hannah. I like Hannah's energy. I like Hannah's vibe. We seem very similar. Hannah reminds me of Marianne, but like a much more not G-rated Marianne. I'm referring to Marianne from Survivor. Queen. I love Marianne. And the way Hannah talks and the way Hannah carries herself and the way Hannah just like is this burst of energy and vibe. Like very much reminds me of Marianne, which I adore. I love Marianne. So I think Hannah and I are someone who Hannah's someone I could really work with and get along with, and I do think we could pull Papa into for potentially like a group. I don't know if she knows that I know how close she is with Papa, and obviously Drew, like she's Drew's bestie. I don't know if she knows that I know any of this. And so yeah, which I know she knows some of it, um, but yeah, and then Phyllis. Phyllis came on to me very strongly, was like, we're soul sisters. I think I love you. And I was like, oh yeah, I love you too. What's your zodiac? Like, kind of hopping around. Phyllis was the one who made the groups. Phyllis needs to be careful. She is kind of um she's kind of all over the place and she kind of needs to rein it in. I think making at least 2 group chats was risky and not something that I would recommend. I mean, not even night 1, like the first morning. Like last night was night 0. It was night 1, but it was like night 0 because it wasn't a full night. And whatever, night 1, night 0, I don't care. But to wake up to one, an alliance of a group of people who one I haven't even messaged. 2, a message from her saying, why are people still awake? Oh my God, I smell an alliance. And then 3, to find out that she made at least one other alliance. So she's currently in an alliance with everybody in the cast except for 4 people who I wouldn't be surprised if she made a separate one. It's really risky gameplay and I don't think it's gonna pan out for her. At least not the way she thinks it will. Um, I think it's risky and I think I'm not gonna totally expose it a ton. But I'm definitely gonna talk about it a little bit because I don't think it's a good move. I don't think it's a good move at all. So Phyllis, I think is someone to keep an eye out in a negative way. Like, don't stay too close to her. People are already kind of linking her and I because our energy is very similar, but I am here to play a strategic game, and what I've seen from her so far is not strategically sound. So I would like to say we're different in that sense, but I need to play up. Oh my God, I'm so ditzy. I'm so haha, edgy, ditzy, cringy, cover girl. Like, no, my goal is to play my persona rather than play myself. I really hope that if anybody is watching Ascendance Live, they're not worried about me and Papa, and they're not really paying attention to me. Because I mean, so far I'm pretty proud of how I've played in Ascendance Live. The episodes are good for me. If anyone sees this, cheer for me in Ascendance Live. Shameless plug. But yeah, I think it's scary hopping into a game knowing that there is your game on full display, just like ready for anyone who wants it. But I also think that I'm a very adaptable player. And if you're not an adaptable player, you don't make it to the end of the game. And my track record shows that I can make it to the end of games. So I think as long as I stay on my toes and I keep my close ones close and I keep my far ones closer, I think I'll be okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm eating my lunch.
Oh, you're fine.
I have a couple questions for you from the VL.
Oh, iconic. Hi, VL. Okay.
So Mike wants to know.
Mike from Duplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, king.
Who's one person you're most wary of and one person you get the best vibes with from day one?
So someone I'm most wary of is definitely Phyllis. Baby girl, don't make 2 alliances with half the house. Like, don't make 2 6-person alliances night one. Someone, what was the question? Someone that like I vibe with?
Yes.
Other than the people I know, definitely Hannah. I really like Hannah's vibe. Hannah and probably Romeo are the 2 people who I didn't know that I really enjoyed their energy.
Okay. And then I have one more question for you from Miss Taisha.
Queen, I love Taisha. Oh, I love Taisha.
She says, Queen, how do you plan to navigate your threat level through the game with having some people you've played with before?
Say, oh my God, girl, I'm screwed. No, don't say that. Well, you can. I think it's all about how you're perceived. I think it's about showing the people who know me that I truly do have their best intentions. I truly do want to work with them, and show the people who don't know me that it's okay if they underestimate me. I need the people who don't know me to underestimate me, and I need the people who do know me to feel safe with me. I think that's kind of my goal going in, to hide my threat level.
Okay, those are all the questions I have for you.
Iconic.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Can you tell the VL that if they did hear my hemorrhoid story, I'm really sorry. I don't know if they actually did, but if they did, can you tell them that I'm sorry?
We just said not the whole big long story, but just vaguely.
That I'm talking. Do they know that I'm not the one who had hemorrhoids?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. No, I think that's it. This cast is fire. Like, it's a good cast. I stan the majority being not men. Love that because I think there's 8 women and Romeo uses any pronouns, so I'm roping Romeo in the not man category. Which I love. I love the diversity of the cast. So, no, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I think that's kind of all I got.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kennedy. I will end this Zoom, but we will see you in the game.
All right.
Okay. Bye.